Now I want to talk more about game modes because it can get a little bit confusing for everybody. So first thing that I'm going to show you is that in here you can see in word setting, you can see the game mode override is the BP third person. So because of that, when we play, it's a third person character in there, right? And in content drawer, you can see a third person folder in here. If you double click on it, there is a blueprint folder in here. If you double click on it again, you can see this icon. And what this icon means, this is a game mode. So when we want to create our own game mode, we should create this class that is called game mode base. And right now this one is the one that Unreal Engine developer gives us, right? So there is a game mode and there is a character. So just notice that the name of this character is BP third person character. So if we open up the game mode, in here you can see there are some classes that we can set in here. So the most important one is default pawn class. Default pawn class is exactly the character that you are controlling, the most important class that you should set in your game mode. Okay, so you can see default pawn class is the BP third person character that we just saw, that is in here. You can see. So the game mode is not enough, we need some classes to set in the game mode to be able to play. And the most important one, as you know, the default pawn class. And there is other ones as well, like player state class, hot class. Hot class is like showing you the amount of ammo that you have, your health, and all of that. The and player controller class and all of that. The important one, you know, default pawn class. So for example, you want to create a game that is first person. You create a game mode, and in that game mode you can set the default pawn class, that is the character that we can play it in the game mode in default pawn class, like here, right? So now that we look at this third person template game mode, let's just look at the first person again so we can see the difference. Now in here I did create a project of first person template, and if you want to create it like me, just go to file, go to new project and select the first person template and hit create, and it will create this project for you. And if you go to first person folder in here, again it has maps and it has blueprint. What is the map? Map is just a levels. You have a game that has 3 level, and you should have 3 map, and I will show you how you can create a map. So if you go to blueprint, in here you can again see this is the game mode. Okay, so this icon, whenever you see it, you should know that is the game mode, that we can set it in word setting, in game mode override. You can just set it here. And now if we play, you can see now we are in the first person shooter game, right? So you should know that this file that is in here with this icon is the game mode, and it has a character as well. If we double click on it to open it, let's just dock it over here, and now in default pawn class you can see there is a first person character. So for any game mode that you create, you need at least one character. So when we want to create our own game mode, we should create not just game mode, we should create a character as well, and I will show you all of them. And again, in here we had hot class, we have player state, and all of that, whatever that game mode need. And let's just see another one, the vehicle one. So let's just go to file, go to new project and create a vehicle project in here, and let's just hit create. So now we have our vehicle template, and let's just look at that. So like we have it for third person and first person, you can see there is a vehicle template folder in here that is called vehicle template in this case. If you double click on it, it has maps and blueprint folder. So if you go to maps again, it has 2 level or 2 map. And if we go back and go to blueprint, you can see we have 2 game mode in here. And we can set them in game mode override. But what you can see in here, it says none. There is not any game mode selected. But if we hit play, game is working fine. We can drive our car. Everything is working fine. Why it's working? It shouldn't be working. So I wanted to show you these important tips. So you can see in word setting, it says override. So it should have override something, right? So where we can find them. If you go to edit, go to project setting, and in project setting, if you go to maps and modes, in here you can see the default modes, and in this project the default game mode is set in here, that is vehicle advanced game mode, right? It is set in here. Of course we can just go here and set it in here, vehicle advanced game mode. There is no difference. If you play again, we have our car and we can play with that. So again, if we open up this game mode, you can see there is a default pawn class that is a sports car pawn. Okay, so let's just show it to you. A sports car, in here you can see this is the character node. So whatever game mode that we want to create, it needs at least one character. Okay, so we can control that character. So I hope you get the idea why we need game mode. Unreal Engine works like this. It tells you should create a game mode, and in that game mode tell it which character that you have created you want to control. What is the character that this game mode should use, okay? So in next video we will start by creating our own game mode and our own character.